Hello, Red, once again. You can see that. The end of a fortnight on Red, so the last one in our series on Red. In fact, the last time for over a week that I'll speak to you because I'm off on holiday next week, so I'll not be around. And while I'm telling you things, I'll just remind you about Sunday, the service, when you will need a pen and paper and a glass of something for each person watching. Juice or water or wine if you want, or a cup of tea if you can keep it hot, but something for near the end of the service, children included in that part of the service as well as the beginning on Sunday. And after the service, 12:30 to 1:30, the church itself will be open, not for worship sadly, but to collect for the food bank and also to allow you to leave your free will offering envelopes if you have these. There will be a notice up and bits of tape up to guide you to make sure that we stay within the socially acceptable distances and behaviour. So that's on Sunday after the service. So, Red, what do you think it's about today? Well, we've kept the best till last. Love. What better topic could we finish on in the series than love? Such an important part of our lives, and we've found that out especially in this last wee while when we've been separated from the people that we love, the important people in our lives very often, and only now are reunions beginning to happen and people can see each other and give each other a hug on some occasions. Once again, a very important word in our vocabulary, and yet a word that annoys me. The word itself annoys me, not love itself. It's the word that annoys me. Such a small word, and yet it covers so much. It's a word that is greatly overworked. We use the word love for anything from a mild affection to full-blown out passionate love, and everything in between. And that sometimes causes problems. Sometimes we misunderstand what people mean by the word love. Wonder if you remember the song, an old song. I love you, yes I do, I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Many a heart has been broken just because these words were spoken. Sometimes the word love is used too lightly and someone else gets hurt. Or sometimes we misunderstand each other or the depth of what is meant by the word love and someone gets hurt. Children are taught when they are small to finish every letter they may write, and these may not be many nowadays, but they maybe write the odd thank you letter or wee note to some far off distant relative, and they finish it, love, Jimmy. And yet they may never have met that person or know them at all well. But somehow the word love conveys, so you're part of my life, you're part of my family, so I say love. But they don't really love that person, not in the sense of having a feeling for them. They can't because they don't know them. Sometimes that's not a very good use of the word love. And sometimes we use the word love in really what is a very degrading way for the word. People talk about making love, and there is very little love involved in the action. If it's a one-night stand, if it's a matter of another notch to your bow, if it's simply experimenting, love isn't involved in that. It's simply an animal instinct, but it's not love. And yet we talk about making love. And sometimes people do very strange things when they are, in inverted commas, making love. Sometimes even hurt each other. And that's a strange way to use the word love. So it's a word that is confusing at times. It covers a great range. There are the possibilities of being hurt by it. There's the possibility of misunderstanding. The Victorians were very strict on the surface about all kinds of love, but underneath they weren't quite so strict. But they did have something that we sometimes struggle to have nowadays, and that was an understanding of a deep female to female or male to male relationship, which had nothing to do with sex. It simply was a great affection, a great love for a female friend or a male friend. And that kind of friendship love grows up because you know the person, you like them, you have fun with them, you go through bad times together, you appreciate them, you respect them, all these kind of things, and you have grown to love them. The Greeks had 3 main words for love, and no doubt somebody has preached to you at some point on these 3 types of love. The word they had for friendship was philia, pure friendship, love. They had a word eros, which was for sexual love, and they had agape love, which was a pure form of love, the kind of love that God produces for us and wants us to have for each other. Sometimes, even in a kind of a way, if we know we're talking about female to female, male to male, sometimes that can be misunderstood. The Victorians accepted that. If I were to say to a female friend in public, I love you, some people would look askance at that. They would say, oh, must be lesbians. Because that's one use of the word that they've begun to suspect. A female to female friendship, which involves love, pure and simple. Or a male to male friendship, even worse. And men are much less likely to talk about loving each other, although they're beginning to get better at that. Because why shouldn't we? We are people. Why should we not love each other? How many times have you listened to a pop song on the radio and heard the word love? She loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so many more. I'm a bit outdated with that one, I'm sorry. But plays, if music be the food of love, play on Shakespeare. Or all kinds of poems that are about love. Songs of all kinds. Love is a many-splendored thing, and the one I mentioned before. Aspects of love. So many songs written. My love is like a red, red rose. Very appropriate, Robert Burns. But there we are. All kinds of words, all kinds of meanings, all kinds of nuances. A big word in our language for such a small word to express. But a wonderful thing, because love is so, so important in all of our lives. I'm going to read you a poem. It's called Everyday Love, because sometimes we don't realise how much there is all round about us. Sometimes we don't realise that we do things because we love someone, or they do things for us because they love us. They may not say it, but they're showing it. Everyday love. And I'm going to stop after each line so that you've time just to take in what it's saying, because it does jump about quite a lot. Love is lending your favourite toy to a friend. Love is a walk by the side of a loch in the moonlight. Love is keeping your daughter at home because she was 5 minutes late last night. Love is buying your son climbing boots and waiting for the phone to ring. Love is changing the bed for the 3rd time when your child is sick. Love is offering to do your least favourite chore for your friend who is ill. Love is giving your daughter to another man to care for. Love is offering to move house to a new neighbourhood because your husband will be happier in a different job. Love is breakfast in bed on Mother's Day. Love is giving your child permission to be different. Love is the beauty of a summer sunset over Arran. Love is a present bought on holiday instead of buying sweets. Love is the yielding, demanding, exquisite urgency of making love. Love is drying carefully between an old lady's toes. Love is offering a service you are afraid you maybe can't fulfill, but you know someone needs. But to describe the love of the Lord Jesus is to imagine all those aspects of love and many more crammed into a box, then to watch all that love interact and expand until the box begins to swell and grow and throw light out from within itself until the whole room is bathed in a dazzling, illuminating glow which permeates everything in the room and enters totally into the heart and awareness of the beholder. Is your life filled with love? Can you pick out in your day the things that people do in love? Do you fill a room with love? Do you offer your love in practical ways, in the touch of a hand, in the look, or sometimes in the words, I love you? Is love a big part of your life? Do you feel the love of God touching you day after day? If you have to say no to any of these questions, then ask the Lord to fill your heart with love for Him and for each other. For that is what the Bible tells us to do, to love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, and to love each other as yourself. Have a good week. Bye-bye.